This video is about creating users and managing their access on AWS. If you want to be a cloud engineer, this is where you need to start from, because if you are working on a project in a team, there will be several users. A tree cannot make a forest. So there will be several users working on the same project. You want to make sure that everybody are given the right permissions so that if somebody is not going there deleting a project mistakenly, a product that has been built, money and effort put into it, and then it just get deleted easily. So how do you do that? To do that effectively, you will need to go to IAM. That is why you can create a user, create groups, and then add permissions to what they can do. And this is how we do it. So this video is a quick demo for that, quite beginner friendly. So you need to log into your AWS account first. This video unfortunately is not for the setting up an AWS account, but it's easy. Otherwise, if you want me to do a video on that, drop a comment in the comment section and I will do that quickly. But now let's see how we can create a user, assign them with different policies, and see that we're not giving them the wrong policy. So quickly, let's go. I will click here and search for IAM, and then this will come up. I know why I did like this. And then you can see say manage access to AWS resources. Under it, you see group users, rules, policies, access analyzer, etc., etc. So this is where we're actually going to go. Just click on IAM first. So this is where you are. You get to see this summary. There's a lot to see here, but don't worry, we're not going to explain each tab one by one. I want to keep this video straightforward. So let's go to where we are going. You can create on user groups and create a group first, assign policy before you create the user. That is one way to do. You can even create on each of these. But I think I want to do it in such a way that you can do everything on the fly. So let's click on user first. We're interested in creating a user. When you click on user here, you see this option will pop up. At the moment, we have no user to display because we haven't created one. So we're just going to click create a user here. And let's give it a username. But look at this instruction down here. I say the username can have up to 64 characters. Valid characters are A to Z, capital letters A to Z, lowercase 0 to 9, and you can add plus, equals, comma. You can also, not comma, you can add full stop like I just did here now, old.m. You can also use add underscore dash, that is hyphen. Yes. So those are the rules. You cannot give empty space per se. You cannot say old dash m or old, old empty space and then McDonald. No, you don't do that. So I'm going to do this now, and then I'm going to provide them the access. While giving them the access, now there are several things, but look at this graph here. This is what you need to do. Step 1, you specify the user details. Step 2, you set permissions. Step 3, you review, and then you create the user actually, basically. Step 4, you retrieve password. So how does this work out? Now I've just created I've just clicked on this, giving them the access to the console, AWS management console. So the next thing is we need a user password. There are two options here. Auto generate password. That means they will need this username and this password to log in, or they may just need yes, this password here is very important. This is a good practice. Or you can create a custom password by yourself, so you have to come up with some password here. But it's a good practice that you just say auto generate. After you select that, and then here you say user must create a new password at next sign in, and this is recommended. It's a good practice so that you don't know the credential they'll be using. If anything happens with the account, they will be held responsible and not you. But if you don't tick this box, they'll log in and they keep using the password that they generated, and that means you also have access to the password. And if anything goes wrong, if they are malicious user, you who gave them the access will also be questioned because you do not allow them to reset their password on first generation. But if you tick this box, once they sign in, they will be forced to create a new password before they can even do anything. So that's enough explanation for that. So yes, I think that is what we can leave for now. But I'm trying to avoid something. This username is quite too short, and people may be able to guess it easily. So let's make the old McDonald complete. So old McDonald, yes, that's the correct spelling. Now I think as far as I'm concerned, we are done with this page. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. The next thing you want to do is go to the next page. Here, this is where the permissions come in, and we have three options already. You can either add user to a group, which is selected by default, or you can copy admission from somewhere. So you copy all group membership, attach manage policies, inline policies from existing user. Obviously, we cannot use this point because we don't have any existing user. You see, users here is 0, so we cannot even use this point. We have to complete creating the user, so that's why we cannot use this point. But we can use this option because we can assign policies directly to them without actually creating a user group. But that's not a good thing because that means you need to do that for all the users you are creating. So it is good to use this first option here. Because look, what is here is that you can create a new policy or just pick any of the policy here and maybe administrative, pick one or more. You can give up to 10 policies so to a user. So it's one way to do it, but like I said, it's not the best way because that means every user you create, you have to come here and be assigning them policies directly. The best thing is to, and that's best practice actually, industry standard, create a user group. If you have created a user group before, this is where the user group will have appeared, and then you can just pick from there. Let's create the user group. So I click here, we create a user group. We need to give the user group a name. So like I said before, this could be developers or cloud engineers, etc., etc. So let's give a developer. We're creating a group for developers, so I like to give developers as the name. And after creating it, it's okay to hit create here, but that means you're not assigning any policies. You can create a custom policy here by creating the policy or pick existing permission here. So it's good to add some permission. Like I said before, you can add up to 10 permissions to this group here. So that once you create them, they will already have that permission. So there are quite a few. So maybe can I open this? Can I expand this? But all of the policies here are AWS managed. So I'm just going to assign uh, uh, some generic policy here. Don't worry about the access that I'm giving. So I'm giving them administrative account management. I'm also giving them administrative access. Anyway, that's not the best because it's developers. Let's even search developer if there are access that are strictly meant for them. Amazon Cognitive. So I have developer here, and I have code builder here, and also have AWS Proton developer. We're just testing, so I'm just demonstrating that you can add policies right here. Now I've given 3 access here, and plus the one that I gave before, so I think that is 5 altogether. There are still few more down there. You can see there are many up to I selected 5 out of this much policies, but you can give 10 to a group. So now let's create the user group. Now we hit this button to create the user. So here the developer is. Remember, we are still in the process of creating a user. We have not actually finished creating our user because we need to attach our user to a group with some policies. We've already given them the policies here. Then this group. So by selecting this, automatically the user is given all the policies that we have given to the group. So let's click next and see what happened. But yeah, there is also an optional an optional task here to set permission boundary. That is what they can do. We can limit, despite the fact that we have given them some policy, we can limit what they can even do as well. But I'm not going to touch this at this point so that we don't complicate issue. Remember that we're still creating a user up to now. So I will just click next. The group has been created. If you want to create another group so that you add the user to it, still hit create here, but that's not what we want to do at the moment. One group is enough. Create user, but one thing, let's add a tag. So that adding a tag is good because you can always use it to remember what the users are doing. So maybe let's just call dev here. This user is dev, so let's call it dev. I don't know. Sorry if it doesn't make sense, but let's use that as a tag. You can enter a value which is optional, but let's leave the value empty for now. We have added a tag, so if we search, we can use it in the future to search for this user that belongs to the group. So let's click create. I don't want this video to be too long. Now that's the next step. Now, so you can see we've gone through step 1. We've specified the user detail. We've also set permissions, when we did that by creating the group and then adding some policies to the group. And then we are now reviewing our own criteria. The next thing we need to retrieve the password. So this is the password basically. this is the username, and this is the password here. I can actually show you the password. This is going nowhere, by the way. This is the username and this is the password. You can go and start using it, but I'm closing it back. Now, I'm going to delete this user after this video and it's not live. So if you like, play with it on your own. So one way, there are several ways to share this. You can download this as a CSV and just send it to them through their email. When they open, they will need to go to this URL, or you can as well copy this and send it to them through any other means, maybe through WhatsApp. WhatsApp messages are encrypted, but those are not good practice anyways. You can also follow email instruction here. You can click here to email it to them. So here, I will just show you what the person would do when they receive that instruction. So I can copy this. I will copy this link, go to a new browser. So I'm currently using Chrome. If I log in, if I click this link on the Chrome, it will send me out of this account that I use, my root account that I use in creating this user, and then ask me to sign up for this account. So to avoid that, I'm using a different browser. I can use incognito browser, that is in private browser, but since I have more than one browser here, I'm going to use Firefox for that. So this is my Firefox. I'm just going to paste it here and hit enter. Excuse me. Now take a look at this carefully. We have the IAM user here. That's what we created now. And then we have the space for password. Exactly, we need to get them from here. Now let's try to make the most of our screen. I will now split this screen like this. The password, and then come and paste it here. I'll also copy the username, which was old.mcdonald, and paste it here. And let's see what happens. Now I've done this here. I can click sign in now. You can see where it's taking me to. No, don't save anything. Now it's asking for the old password here, and then I need to create a new password here. The new password need to be sufficiently strong, to be honest. So I'm just going to copy the password here again. That's my old password, and I will need to create a new password here now. So new password, who can tell me how to create a new password? Use secure generated password. Yes, let's do that. So this one is generated by AWS themselves, and it's perfect. Password is perfect and correct. It's showing me there at the moment. I can actually copy this out so that I don't forget, because after now the password may not come again. So I can just confirm password. That is the best way. You can see how the password is very strong. Mixture of characters. Yes, this is a strong password and it matches. So it's good to take note of this now so that I don't forget. And then I can say confirm and confirm password change. I hit the confirm password change. Good. Now, password has been successfully reset. God, I did not actually copy this password. I was just talking. Let's hope that it takes me to the account. Because if it asks for the password, I don't know. That means I have to do this all over again. Great. So can you see? Because I've given myself enough permission. Look at what I can do here. I have several things that I can see here. Oh, yes. Total credit earned is 0 of 100 USD. So these are credit that I can use. Activities completed 0 of 5. Launch an instance using EC2, because the permission I set basically included all of this. And there is solution here, cloud architecture for uh, platform engineer, AI ops for, so yeah, a better solution from AWS, popular business, and but this is the account anyways. This is the account. AWS help is good. Like if there's any issue, past 7 days, no, etc., etc. I can see here. This is the perfect cloud account a user have created here. You can create application here, to be honest, but this is not the purpose of this video. And I just want to let you know that you have created this user. And let's say if you realize that, oh, I've given this user too much access. Actually, I'm supposed to give them less access. What should I do? No problem. I can quickly come here, go back to the user. It said view user. So each time you go back to the manager here, remember we use group to, so let's now go to user group. This is the group that we actually use, and we can open the group to see the policies that are attached to it. These are the policies here. Yeah, there's permissions, the group is one, the tag is one. This is the tag that we created here, this, and then secure credential, blah blah blah. Console link is here. We can manage console access here. That means we can actually remove and retrieve some. There are several other things here. We can create access key for people to use like additional. We can even ask. So there's something I didn't explain, but let me go back to the user quickly so I can tell you. This user, we can say you should enable without MFA. But that is not the best. We need to click so that they need to enable their MFA. That means they need to first of all set up a multi-factor authentication so that they're able to use this platform well. Um, so that and it's not easily broken because using just password and username is easy for hackers. If your credentials are leaked, they can actually get into your account and do damage before you realize. And imagine you are working for a big multinational company. That means you are putting a lot of stuff at risk. You can also, so you need to click here to enable it. If I click enable MFA, that means they'll be notified to actually set up an MFA before they can continue using it. But I'm not doing that now because I don't want to set up any MFA now for that account. I'm going to delete it, by the way. And yeah, you can create an access key that they'll use when every time they log in. And yeah, so this is it, and these are the policies that the user has. We attach it through group. We can even remove it from here even though they belong to that group. Once you select a policy, uh, so let's remove one. Let's say they don't need let's say they don't need account management. Yes, they don't need account management access, so I can just remove it after selecting. I can just remove that access. That access is gone. That access is gone. User old McDonald. Oh, did I just remove all the access permission not set? So that is not a good thing because it's like that. The other access are linked to the account. Now let's refresh. Let's even refresh and see what will happen. Uh, because this is still the default. So that we see the access. Yes, access denied. Can you see that? Access denied. Look at here, cost and usage. All of this and the access has been withdrawn. I just did that now. We say, oh, this is not good. We shouldn't have done this. Why did we remove all the access? Quickly, let's go back and check. We now call our admin. Remember that these are two different users. This is the root user that I'm using account here to create user. This is just an IAM user, like identity and access management. You can see it right over here. So there are two different users. The IAM must always log in with that IAM credential, while the root user has greater access. You can delete users, you can add users, but this IAM user has limited uh, power. So let's come back here and check. Let's even check what the user is no longer having any access again, but we want to we want to add permission. So let's add permission back. So we need to set permission basically. So let's come to permission. We just need to add permission. I go back to the user. I click the user. I want to add permission here. Add permission to the group. I already have the group here so that I can just give them back the group, the permission that they had before. Let's see if this one works. Yes, I've added permission to the user. Now you can see all the permissions are back. Now let's come and refresh this again and see. There you go. All the permission has been restored, etc., etc. This is how you basically manage your users. Remember that you can add more users. Yes, you can add more users, give them different permission. They all just have to sign up, and the same it follows the same procedure basically. Like now, what you just need to do is come here and click on users again. We have one user here. We can add another user. Um, so this user is called Tum Tum Blukus. That is the user. And we need to also set this password again. Yes, auto generate password, I explained that already. And then we say user must create a new password on signing, etc., etc. And then we go to the next stage, which is adding to a group. We don't want to add them to this group because this user is a Tumtumbulo, so their group is supposed to be different. And then yeah, this group maybe we just say it's a project manager. So project managers. We're having more than one project manager. This is so let's say, and let's just look for any management related account. Uh, AWS account manager. So I create user group now with just 3 policies. Now I've created it, and I'll just add this new user to this, and I'll say next, and it's added now. Do I have a tag? So the tag is here is a manager. Let's just say it's a manager for now. And then yeah, we've added a tag. So we can now create the user. It's now a little faster because we're now wasting time. And this is the link that the user would need to sign up with. So I'm just going to use this time around. We're going to use incognito in Chrome, incognito browser here. So just move it to this side so that it's easy to manage. And then we go. So we have a user now. We need the user name from Tumblr. I can actually type it out, but I'm being very lazy. Yeah, I check the password as well. I put it here, and then I click sign in, and then let's wait. Yes. So I need the password here again, the old password, and then the new password. Okay, so let me use this one, the old password, but just times 2 of it. That's a bad practice, but yeah, I'll just use it because I don't have time. Yeah. Now let's confirm and see. Good. It works. So now I sign in as well. So these are 2 different users now. This one is just a project manager. You see, it has limited access. Not everything that the other one has can have. It doesn't even, I think you can see the course here and you can explore stuff here. So I think this video is getting too long. We'll stop here now. Please, you can increase the speed or reduce the speed as you would like. Watch it at your own space. But this is where we will stop today. And then, yeah, the next video will be on how to create a VPC, like virtual private clouds, and set up some network within that. So if you are interested and think the video was useful, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.